Hey, greetings, brothers and sisters. Welcome back to Chats with Jack. It is Talcott time, Talcott Tuesday, whatever you want to call it. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for joining in, tuning in now and maybe later. Topic of tonight, well, a couple of things, welcome to those who have already joined. Nubs, God bless you. Feel free, if you're still listening, take your happy ass elsewhere. I don't need your interruptions and false accusations to interrupt my flow today, dude. So I saw Nubs already, Jonathan Matero, Larry James, Watts Life. There were several others. Holy cows. I said I was going to stop doing this anyway. Topic of tonight, picking a path. That's going to be the purpose of the evening. My own path has been what it is. For those who were paying attention, I shared some time with Brother Unslaved, Paul Unslaved, that is, over on Proper Instruction Motivates People. Had some time over there earlier, shared some fellowship and inspiration. Golly geez, this life really has become an adventure for me. And yet nothing has really changed in my life. Nubs, see, there you are.
Not a damn thing has changed. You're still unaccountable. Nothing. Jack, nothing has changed.
Good evening.
There's someone else who supposedly cares about my success. Welcome, Moose.
Oh, I don't care about your success at this point.
I
Until
know
you're
you
an
don't.
honorable
I
man.
know.
Until
Lord
you're an
Talcott.
honorable man,
I'm
then
here.
I could be equal.
I
could
am
be
here
equally
to bend the
yoked.
knee to the Lord Talcott. Nubs, I think you're being disrespectful. And I'm
No,
not here
life's a
to do it.
bitch, then you die. So what the hell? Let's get
So
high.
you don't care that you're being disrespectful?
How am I being disrespectful, buddy?
Ask Witness of Chaos. Those were his words, and I'm just asking.
Is it because I'm actually
This
making
Jack
true
show,
statements?
if Jack wants to talk about fantasy or spirituality, or if he wants
Things
to do
he has nothing to do with or any clue
wants
of.
to do educational purposes, whatever Jack
He would
wants
have to have
do on his
education in the
show,
first place.
I
Hey,
agree
Moose,
with that. But-
Moose, is Nubs being respectful or disrespectful? You said it.
I think it's disrespectful. I think
Okay,
it's
so
disrespectful
Nubs.
to come up
So
on
no, we gotta
Jack's
throw
panel.
you out because you're being
No,
disrespectful.
so Nubs.
And
I'm
I have
not
no
the one-
accountability, and my name's Jack
Nubs,
Talcott, and I can't figure
Nubs.
shit out.
Actually, Nubs, are you unable to understand why disrespect
You're
is
unaccountable?
not welcomed? And please, Moose is the one who said it's he's seeing disrespect.
How
from
are you
So
respecting yourself, Jack, by not being accountable?
Let's talk. We're discussing you. Look,
You
at
don't
your
even know. Of
deflection.
course we are, Jack. We're always discussing
what?
other things and other people. Never any account.
Okay, I wanted to see where that would go. Moose, you're banned as well tonight. So I initially banned Nubs at the beginning of the stream, so he might prevent himself from, well, I'm trying to prevent him from continuing to embarrass himself by not trying to figure out what is true. And so I unblocked him earlier, then saw his nonsense in the stream. But brothers and sisters, the reason I'm boring your time with this is my life. And, you know, if I explain what happened right now, then later it's already there. So what I found to be interesting is I've said this repeatedly in many different ways, that I'm quite confident God is using me. I've even pointed out that it appears to me that many people many people who enter into my life like to reveal their character flaws, right? They like to throw insults and actually accuse me of their behavior. So you could say they cast their sins upon me. But what that is just simple. It's from the terms of the psychological explanations, it's the insecure ego projecting its insecurities onto another. Now, why people keep choosing me to do this in the ways that it's been happening, I don't know. And, you know, I'm sure we all have our experiences of people, you know, making shit up about us and just flapping their gums without any value to add. And so, Moose, that is the answer to your question. You want to blame. Do you feel abused, Moose? Do you feel like a victim? Because I established some boundaries after you repeatedly betraying my trust. You feel like a victim and abused because of nubs. And and if you don't know, well, I've offered forgiveness to you, Moose, because you do not know what you're doing. You're a very confused man who thinks the things that you do are funny. But I actually, you know, brothers and sisters, this is what it is. And so I came on with the purpose of different topics and not to gossip, but these ladies and gentlemen want to offer themselves as examples into my life. And I saw it in the comments earlier about Moose. Maybe I should unblock you. I saw a comment about you, Moose, earlier that you might want to consider that you really do appear to have patterns of being a yes man. You maybe lie to others to say what they want to hear, you know, because you think you're smarter than other people. That wasn't my observation. That was someone else's. I just elaborated it a little bit, that you are a yes man. And yes men, they can't be trusted. See, those people who have to have approval, whether in a relationship or in a business or whatever dynamic it is, those people who have to have approval, they can't be trusted because they're going to imagine what you would approve of. And then they don't spend time actually understanding. It's a sign of insecurity. I used to go through the same things. I used to seek approval, and I'd be heartbroken when someone didn't see me, someone didn't respect me. I used to have feelings about that stuff. Now I just get frustrated. I think it's an absolute waste of time. And I've said this before too. What's your name? Nudsy? Nutsy, Senior calls him. Clearly lack of purpose, Moose. Hey, another great example. You want to use me as an example for your words. You know, the supposed business owner. Are you a business owner, or does your business own you? For those other people who are, you know, pursuing your path of progression, you know, you're following what you think is your career path, dedicating your time and loyalty to some employer. If it's sorry, dang it, I looked at the chat. I allowed my mind to get distracted. If you're following someone else's purpose and your loyalty is to someone who doesn't really care, maybe it's time for a change. Topic of tonight is picking a path. How do you know when you're on the right path? How do you know when you found where you're supposed to be? Here's where I'm trying to encourage like a different perspective for you to consider. I've shared my faith. Praise God, man. Praise God. The God, the one that ignites the stars. It burns the sun every day for us. You know, that God, the God of the universe, the creator. That one. Holy cows, man. Praise God. Praise God for the experience of life. So, what does life mean? Life means all the senses, all the memories, all the opinions and moments. That's life. Life is just the moments. And so it's really easy to allow the past moments to weigh us down pretty heavy today and, you know, to make us think we've got to do things. But I really challenge you to question for yourself, where is your loyalty? What are you loyal to? Are the things you're loyal to, or the things we're loyal to will be the things we're attached to. The things we're attached to will either build us or hold us down. So I think that's welcome back.
Yeah, Lord Talcott, thank you for allowing me into your kingdom, sir. I appreciate it. Your words, you said, they are clear. You think I'm a yes man, but I think I'm a no man. I think I say no a lot. I think I say no, 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 and I don't say yes enough.
So you think you're the exceptions you just offered on the occasions when you said no, you think those contradict the explanations I offered by the other person's observations that you are in fact a yes man? Do you think your exceptions prove me wrong?
I think I'm a why not man, like why not? Why not,
So do you
Jack?
ever
Like tonight, why not? Like I was thinking about it. I was like, should I go back up there? He was insulting me. And then I said, why not? Why not go back up there and help a brother out? You know, I don't want you to be up here all by yourself, floundering. I thought that I'd come up here and kind of hang out with Mr. Talcott, the Lord. You and Paul have finally come to an alliance, and I think I was part of that. And I'm not taking credit for the whole thing, but I want you to see that there was some value that you've obtained from me, and I think there's value to be given, even in the future. So I think you shouldn't just write me off. I think, when you banned me for nothing, I think that was possibly in retaliation for me having fun on an entertainment broadcast earlier. Because I would never disrespect you on your broadcast, Mr. Talcott, but over on Paul and Slave's broadcast, it's entertainment.
are you done?
Yeah, yeah. Usually I hit that mute button when I'm done.
Do you care what I have to say about what you just offered?
Dude,
Or
the
is that
people
fine?
the people out there care about what you have to say. That's why they're here,
Okay.
Jack.
Right. Actually, well, good. Because that's what where I was going to take this. You just went on and on and on about you, and you made the allegation that you're bringing value to help me from floundering Apparently, I'm floundering all on my own without
You
your
are.
support.
I mean,
Hey,
without
shut up
Moose,
for a
like,
moment. Hey, shut
whoa,
up for a moment.
whoa.
I sat quietly and listened to you.
You did, but now you're getting a.
So you interrupted the topic of discussion to discuss yourself, Moose, claiming that you were bringing some alleged value, which personally I know was only in your head. And so, Moose, your false representations of the value you claim to offer, you are the only one who can prove your words true. You are the only one who can actually follow through and become an honest man. And so you want to, once again, as I've said, you are using this entertainment as your excuse. Moose, you're lying to yourself. And today, again, you blamed me for your disrespectful behavior. You told the audience, you asked yourself, why not? Why shouldn't I go up? Why did you? You offered me nothing that was really helpful, pleasant, nor improving as far as I'm concerned. And so Moose ran after being, well, after order being imposed. Moose ran like a little coward that he is. And I'm sure he'll complain and talk about how Jack was so mean to him and didn't appreciate all that he gave. You know, life is funny. And here's the contradiction, the obvious paradox that each of you are going to have to overcome is that I claim to be a man of spirit. I claim to be a spiritual man, one who is allegedly trying to follow the way of the Christ. I am imperfect. I don't claim perfection, but I'm quite confident that I am not a man who's worthy of these levels of disrespect that have been offered to me by the likes of strangers. Nubs to me has no relation to me in my life, no experience with me as a father or in a business position or whatsoever. Nubs has imagined things and run around talking, kind of like this clown here. Moose,
Lord
you want to
Talcott.
embarrass yourself some more? Let's create more evidence of your character.
All right, go.
You reveal the type of man you are. Your lies, they're not convincing. Not to me, at least. Maybe your wife, maybe your family, maybe you, not me.
No, you're a master at this. You're a master of psychology, and you are on a path, a spiritual path that others want to follow, sir. And that's why they're here listening to you, Lord Talcott.
So, again, why are you here?
Because my name appears every night. The people call me. They call me like Batman to come face the Joker.
So, you're calling me a joker?
No, not you.
Then
You
why?
all,
I asked you, why are you here?
to make sure Gotham City is defended.
This is not Gotham City. Are you delusional? Do you not know what is real? Why are you here?
So I wrote a letter to the UN and I'm waiting for a response.
Is that why you're here? Why are you here, Michael Sino, aka Moose, aka
Jack
Destroyer of
Talcott,
Demons? Why are you
aka
here?
live without fear, aka live without actually doing anything. Stop being a dick, Jack. I've helped you out. We were having fun. Now you have Paul as a co-producer. Why are you all pissed off at me? You're taking your passive aggressive shit out on me.
Again, Moose, why are you here at this broadcast at this time? Why
Did
are
you
you
did you
here?
not ask me to come up?
Nope.
I thought I must be delusional. I thought for sure you said Moose ran, and
Can you take a
that was
hint
a
now? Can you take a hint now? Since you can't offer an answer like a man, take a hint now. There is no purpose for you here at this time.
Jack. Why did your son get mad at you? Because he's not responding to my messages. So I need to know what happened. I need to know what's going on so that way I can further help you. See, I've been trying to help you, Jack, but you get all angry, and
You're
that
a
just turns
liar.
me off. No,
You
I'm
are
not
a
a liar.
liar,
I
a
have I
liar, liar, liar. And Moose is gone for the evening.
Jack, and the heart attack.
How you doing,
What's
man?
up?
Hey,
What's up, Christos?
am I coming in
Christopoulos.
clear or is my audio screwed up like earlier?
No, good.
Okay.
Good.
All right. Awesome.
But your hair's
Yeah, I had told Moose this a while back that, it was just getting old kind of. It's just super obvious at this point that he's been trolling you on the low and then gaslighting you, and I just think it's a little played out at this point, honestly.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
new material.
I
Come up with
yield.
more material, Moose. Some new material. That's all I would say. If you want to keep it going, at least make it fresh and entertaining. And Jack, some of what's going on maybe seen as unfair to you, but you're in an arena of unfair shit. So I mean, how you handle it is appropriate. Like this is your arena right now. If you're in Paul's, your only option is to fucking bail. But here you can kick. So you do what you have to do, but obviously, I mean, I'm here for one reason and only one reason, kind of entertain and learn some stuff. If it comes through this channel or that channel, I don't care. Um, I will tell you that, some growth is happening, and I think not just on your part, but other people's part too. So, that's applause to everybody who's growing up a little bit. That's what it takes to change this world is men, not a bunch of boys. So I yield.
So, what do you think? Did you see Nub's behavior as well?
Oh yeah. I saw
So,
that.
what do you think about Nubs and Moose?
I think that they feel like they're the arbiters of accountability. And, while there may be some loosely knit justifications for trying to hold you accountable for some things, I don't think that they're the right people.
Wait, Scott.
What?
Holding me accountable. Let's use Nubs as the example. I have repeatedly, publicly said his claims against me are false. He's presented no facts. He's presented no evidence. Today, the evidence he claimed was there, I sure as fuck wasn't convinced. So you've
Go on. Me what? I I don't know whether or not that exists or not, but you sounded.
Well, this is the problem, Scott. You guys don't seem to care. You say so many things. All of you say so many things, and yet you just ignore what is actually happening. And I'm like, holy shit, is this real? Okay, I'm on here. Let's what I don't know what anyone thinks they know about me. I just know what many people think about me. But everyone just brings forward all these fucking conflicting accusations. So am I a good father or a bad father? Am I a man who follows God or not? Am I a liar or am I honest?
Can I stop you for a minute? Right now, Moose is winning.
Hey, dumbass.
He absolutely played you right here. He's got what you need to do is not get upset. Move on. Take control of your own emotions here for a minute. You're angry.
I'm not upset. No, I'm not
Seems
upset.
like it.
Get your damn blame off of me.
Well, it's not
And
blame.
let's consider holding other people accountable. I don't care what you think. The behavior of Nubs tonight, the behavior of Moose today and in the past has not been honorable. It has not been respectable. It has not been helpful. It's been insane. And so here, like I think it was you recently said, Scott, there's many people who are confused. Well, guess what? I'm actually not one of them.
I honestly, no offense, but I wouldn't buy that. I wouldn't,
I know, because you're in your own looping denial as well, Scott.
Dumbass.
I could ask you the same question then. I wasn't sure, so I threw you back.
Yeah.
Scott,
it's a rousing start, huh, Talcott, with all the miscreants? Bright and early.
Holy cows, man. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what is the best way. And you know what? Without even any words, Joe Moore, thank you, brother, for the contribution.
Hey.
Chuck in Tennessee threw some offerings as well. I appreciate that. This is truly a bizarre experience, Paul.
He's just so came in the back, huh? The Fabio creature. Yeah, they love throwing him at you too. They throw him at everyone.
I don't know what is.
It's a moon cycle, Talcott. You got to learn to submit to these. Every once in a while, you'll feel that energy in the room and in the air. It's complete chaos and lunacy, right? It's like you feel the werewolves changing.
Paul, I feel better now that you're here, to be honest. You have a way. You have a way of increasing my patience somehow, even though you test my fucking patience.
It's the clips, man. If I just roll clips behind it, it kind of evens everything out. It balances it all out. You want to say hi to Fabio? Let's say hi to him, Jack.
Let's get it.
Certainly.
Hey, Fabio, you there, sir? I can't hear you.
You're muted.
You're muted.
You're muted, our friend.
It's almost as if, because you weren't just muted, it's almost as if someone else just muted you. It's weird. Hey, Fabio, can you unmute? I see you saying something. No, you can't unmute, which leads me to believe you can't mute yourself. So when you came on and said something,
I
yeah,
don't know what's going on, Paul.
Yeah, unmute yourself, sir. This is another. Okay, you know what? I don't think you. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
All right, talk about the Twilight Zone.
Well, it's just life is quite interesting, and then you bring in this dynamic, the separation of this virtual stuff. Man, it's like holy shit. Well, you've seen what Cage is doing too, and he's an amateur. What is real, man? Am I real? Hey, Paul, maybe this just set in. This just set in.
The Talcottian breakthrough.
Well, I started learning about all the lies, and I've actually created so much doubt in myself that I don't know if I'm real anymore. I can't trust me.
That's not where you want to be.
That's a bad place
Out
to
of your
be.
own existence.
Oh,
But please, everyone else, trust me.
yes, there you go. Fuck. That's the T-shirt there, right there. Please, everyone else, trust me. I don't trust myself.
Talcott, did I tell you they want to put Jennifer in jail for weeds out front?
I heard that. Where's that gonna go? I mean, what the hell, man?
It's part of the tester and the teacher, right? When folks get around me and start learning this shit, it's like shit just starts happening and they got no choice but to, and I told her, I said, this is what happens, but it's a great teacher and tester because now you can go in there and fucking play with them and their game. What are they going to do? Put you in jail? They might do anything, I guess, but now you got a story to tell, right? They put me in jail for weeds out front of my yard. If you weren't wondering about what Paulie Boy's on about, it might be that,
Well, the thought that came to mind there is, yeah, fucking to get, as the Bible says, right? To get punished and persecuted for standing on what is right, that's a badge of honor. It's a story to carry. But I think we ought to stop allowing so many of those fucking wrongful persecution stories continue. I mean, what's that dude's name? Assange, whatever. That's another one. It's like
Julian Assange.
Yeah, and I know everyone's got different opinions of different people, but there's been so many people like whistleblowers and people standing up.
Snowden.
Yeah, Snowden, and there was another one recently, I think, too.
What about that guy that turned to a woman, started cross-dressing?
Manning or something like
Manning.
that.
Some shit.
Obama.
I pay attention to the deeds, not so much what they ended up. But I don't know. Here's what I seriously, I humbled myself to the truth. This world is fucking nuts. It really is. Because just picture the world without all the people on it. Oh, it's so beautiful.
That sounds terrible.
So,
that sounds like the UN agenda.
Sorry.
It's so peaceful that way, though.
Right. Our best people are working on restoring it back to its original condition.
Okay, but let's take that further. All right, so obviously that means that people are the problem. So within every problem comes a solution. God dang it, Paul.
I made an executive decision to unban
Your solution,
the person because
your
I was
solution
told,
is here.
1 second, bootlicker slave. I was told by the audience that one of their favorite bits is Nubs versus Talcott. So as a co-producer, I have to produce the best content. And they're telling me they can't get enough of you and Nubs interacting.
Must agree.
It's about discipline.
Like I said, I've been trying to help him avoid further embarrassment. But sure,
further embarrassment of what?
Preventing you from embarrassing yourself.
No, version, you have to have a back and forth. That's the quickest way back out of here. I can only make like a couple of these executive decisions before Talcott just throws the hammer down. Right.
Well, I mean,
nice for you.
The hammer, is that the same hammer that was used in that California incident with the good
Pelosi?
Yeah, that one.
Paulie P took a hammer, didn't he? What was that guy's name that did that? Oh fuck.
No,
allegedly, I mean, there are some alleged actions of anger and frustration and all those things.
David DePape. Yeah, Paul, may I interrupt Nubs and you for a second, or Nuds if it is, or Nuts as Paul.
And he said, where is Nancy? And Nancy is an effeminate male.
You're a fucking encyclopedia of useless information, aren't you? Listen, Nuds. Let me go back to Talcott. When I was kicked, it was because I was kind of defending you a little bit.
Well, you're guilty by association automatically if you stand for, like integrity, honesty,
Oh no!
ethics, values.
Hold on, I think we have to turn you down a little bit. there he goes. He's on it. I went to go turn him down. All of a sudden, the thing went right to the zero. Talcott was on it with the quickness. Nubs person, you're gonna have to have a cordial back and forth. You're way too aggressive, and you're like making all these claims. You're not asking questions. You're not listening to Talcott. So please have the right back and forth.
Or Scott.
I don't listen to much of insanity, Cott. Scott's all right.
You don't listen.
Yeah,
that's your problem.
I only listen to people that have those things, those qualities, those ethics. That's why I like Paul. Paul is a man of principle.
So anyway, Scott, what were you saying?
Another man in the back just because he has, a difference of opinion or,
maybe a little bit lower. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Nubs is Nubs is trying to get you to come around. I don't know, for real. I mean, I just have this sense that he really wants you to come out of your shell and be true to yourself. And I mean, Moose is a fucking character right out of fucking Batman's Gotham City. He's the Joker and fucking Penguin combined. So I don't know what you're going to do with Moose, but trust him. That's what I would suggest.
Wait, whoa, hold on. Two things here, brother. You think Nubs wants me to become truthful, that I'm somehow avoiding the truth, and you think I should trust Moose? Okay, are you fucking insane?
Trust in Moose was absolutely fucking tongue-in-cheek. If you didn't get that, I'm not sure what I could say. That was... Trust Moose is like, I just said he was the Joker and fucking...
All right, so I should take your other... maybe that is what I should do. I should take your other perception that Nubs is more truthful than me. I should take that as a joke as well, because that's quite offensive.
I'm not judging you as not being truthful. I never said that. I'm just saying that being true to yourself and understanding some of the things that...
Hey, Scott.
Yeah.
Scott, again, what you said is that you see Nubs trying to get me to become more truthful. Now, I've repeatedly explained many of his claims are false. So how the fuck are you going to blame me for his ignorance and his refusal to accept what has been said?
Can I ask you a question?
Just one question.
And this isn't meant to be rude. This is meant to just flat out ask the question that Nubs is begging to ask right now. If this was untrue, how did you recall that particular stream and say, well, that's not...
Oh my God, are you kidding me? Do you want, if I explain this again, might you try to understand?
But explain the dichotomy between your memory and his being...
Hey, dumbass.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand how manipulation or gaslighting might work? Do you understand how facts can be twisted and taken out of context? And then, stories turn out to be untrue? Well, that's what I'm telling you has happened with Nubs, and I offered present the evidence.
Family, ILY. Question. Okay.
I offered to help prevent him from embarrassing himself, but there's a man who he knows how to spell.
We trust. Hey, Nubs, were you meaning to spell family right there and you just failed? Failure. Okay. With an A. So he gets an A for that. The Jack, listen, Nubs is I don't think that far from being your friend. You know, I think around the corner,
Really?
around the bend. Honestly, he's here regular. Okay. And I
For
don't think
himself, right? He's a selfish prick who gets off on insulting strangers publicly.
I don't read him that way.
Well, these are facts. What do you reject from the facts I offered you?
Might I offer a different point of view?
If you consider the facts I just gave you,
I
because
know
you
where you're
created the
sitting.
disagreement but offered no context for your disagreement.
You have to play that video for me. If he has it and could play it, then I would make an assumption or a presumption of facts if I played it. But I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
It was for the most part played
04.
on Paul's stream earlier, and apparently there's a 7-minute stretch where he made some agreement where he stays quiet, but there was no agreement from me that in exchange for that I would be, up his ass.
So ask your daddy next to you if that's how he read it. If you played it on your daddy's stream, ask him. How'd you read that, Paul Unslaved? Who's
I really couldn't make heads or tails out of it. While there is $100 fiat currency note in there for me, I'd be,
it was
biased if I was to claim that I actually got it.
Did you watch it? Christos, did you watch it?
Yeah, I can't be any judge of this. I'm unfair and
no, I didn't.
Okay, is it available, Nubs, to play again real quick, or is that okay, Jack? Do you mind if he throws that up here?
Nubs is not worth my time, dude.
Oh,
I would
okay.
actually prefer.
Bye, Nubs.
I would actually prefer that. Okay,
there you go. That's how you handle it then.
Well, that was my original choice, but
you remember you just lost a fan. You're killing a fan potentially.
No, I'm. You think? Hold on. You think his interruptions and the insults I receive are? You're fucking delusional
you
too,
have to
Scott.
control the heckler.
Holy
You have
cows,
to control
man.
the heckler. Are you not?
What about the interrupters like you?
You have to control them. Fuck you. I'm not.
Just because you have a mouth doesn't mean you have to fucking use it.
How about?
Damn, Jack, you got some wisdom.
We're gonna try to get some resolution with the moose creature, if possible.
Oh,
no, he ain't even. He's not even happy.
I forgot, Paul. That was my bad, Moose. That was my bad.
What did you ban him or kick him? He just shakes his head. Both. All right, let's try again. We'll unban him for a second because folks they can't get enough of the Nubs and Moose interactions for some reason. So come on back, Moose, and see if we can get somewhere with you. If not, I think you're going to be thrown out again. I have a feeling.
Welcome, brother. Wizard. And
Jack, although we all hate you, this is becoming must-see TV.
I know. It's saddening and maddening and fucking...
You gotta look into my world now, huh?
Yes.
It's about rights and freedoms and principles and spiritual faith. Nope.
Here's the Moose epic.
No kidding, Scott. Paul. Try to offer freedom and care, and then just insanity is offered in exchange.
In his defense, I would have thrown out Michelle Obama as well. So.
Oh my God! So Moose, come back in. Tell Jack you love him. Come on.
I do love Jack. Otherwise, I wouldn't keep coming back.
See that, Jack? It's true love.
No. Why should I subject myself to his nonsense just because he thinks he loves me? I don't give a fuck.
Moose, you have to answer that.
Scott, you're the one asking the questions.
You have to
I
stand
just
up for
asked,
yourself there,
why
Junior.
should I have to subject myself to you, Moose?
To me, I'm fucking
Why
amazing.
should I have to
I'm a
subject
legend.
myself
I'm an absolute fucking legend, my
in
friend.
your mind, but in my
Yes.
life, my world improves when you leave?
What are you talking about? Wait a what?
Well, you want to play stupid? Let's take this to the extreme. Honestly, you've brought me insults and distractions and false promises. You've brought me a lot of accusations and misrepresentations. So my life actually
Hold
is
on. Let's go
better
over all the
with you out.
positives
Go play the
brought
video.
too. Let's go with all the positives because
I
you've
did.
countlessly.
I did. You already received $1,000 and fuck off. You know, I think that was, you've been overpaid, but I'm not complaining about the deal. I'm willing to accept the crap you brought that was positive, but it does not outweigh what I just explained to you.
So you're
Except the
saying you don't want Moose to produce anything for you anymore.
You've not produced anything good in weeks.
You've produced anxiety.
Yeah. Exactly. You produce disappointment.
Oh man. Keep going, Mr. Talcott. Lord, I am here to get your blessing.
Any chance he could get some of that 1,000 back? He feels you were underqualified and overpaid.
No, he brought talents, and actually, I'm still using some of the gifts he brought. So
see, and I'll bring you more. I just don't understand why we got off on a bad foot today, because I came up here saying how Nubs was disrespecting you, and then I got kicked out, and that's why I broke bad on you.
Because you wouldn't stand up and back up your words when asked to.
Because I had somebody I was checking in, Jack. I was sometimes on the broadcast. I have to.
Hey, Moose. Here's what you keep offering. Again. You keep offering me excuses. Take your fucking excuses to someone else.
You're right, Lord Talcott. I should answer within a reasonable amount of time. Otherwise, I shall be kicked from the kingdom. Jackie.
Oh, my Moose.
I missed you. I missed you, Jackie.
Listen, Jack, I just want to come in and say I have this heart for you men. And it just breaks my heart because I really do feel like Moose was really trying. Honestly, I feel like part of it was like a game, but part of it was real. And this kind of hurts for me to hear you talk to Moose this way.
That is true, right? Like sometimes I'll joke around about Jackie's large breasts and how much I want to see them and enjoy them. And part of that's a joke. Part of it's real.
I would say 90% of that is real.
Well, listen, we're not going to quantify it. But yeah, there was some real stuff going on. And then there's Moose, and his whole bizarre caricature.
I'm the 10%.
I get it. And like Jack, he keeps coming back. Like he's not giving up. He's not giving up on you.
It's like a stray dog looking for a home. He really is.
So I don't know how much of it. I don't know if you're just like hurt by him or if it's.
Well, here, Jackie.
Or you're just done, or you just feel like you're just done. Because I don't know. I didn't hear the private conversations, but like, it's just like with you, how I'm torn back and forth. I feel the same way, like how you might feel with him. So there's like a continuity of emotions going on.
You're feeling empathy with him, huh?
With both of you, which is like really like kind of messing with my head.
Jack, for the first time, somebody's sticking up for both of us at the same time. That's a fucking first. So let's put that on the record book for one. Thank you, Jackie.
Well,
you're welcome.
Let's honor that. I respect what she said too. And Jackie, I do see I see what you're saying too, with the fun and the care were brought. I don't diminish that, but this is my life. I actually take my success and my commitment to truth very, very seriously. And so Moose and I actually did have several private conversations about how serious I and how big I wanted to grow. So this is actually, you know, I don't have a slave job anymore. I don't have a revenue stream yet, but this is a path that I hope to grow. And actually, you know, if I do want to raise myself up to better, to important conversations, do you think this shit from Moose and Nubs is actually helpful? No.
Well, Jack,
I completely hear what you're saying, and I agree that Moose might be playing up to that to a point. But I do feel like part of his heart is caring for you and your success, but then it's like a game also. So
can I say something real fast?
Yeah,
I just want to say that while Jack doesn't have a slave job, I do. And so my slave job starts at 7 a.m. Actually, it starts before that. I open at 7 a.m. and I close at 9 p.m. So when Jack's like, you're making excuses. You're making excuses.
Glory hole.
You are making excuses,
Well,
you little, you know, hey.
You little bitch. You little bitch. No.
Yep.
I'm the little bitch, but you're the one who hasn't worked in 4 years.
Do you want to hear
come
why?
on, man.
You want to, hey, do you guys care to hear why I'm calling him a liar?
Yes.
Why you should not accept his excuses?
And why you call him a little bitch too. Both.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, you got to speak up for the
pretty
little
obvious,
bitch part, because
It's
that's
pretty obvious that part.
I don't resemble that. I resent that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, your resentments are yours.
All right. Well, I mean, I'm not dumb enough to follow some dude like Aaron Gauchi, though. I mean, that's pretty.
Hey, Moose. Let's a couple of things back to the topic that Jackie was.
Are we going back to resolution though? Is what I want to know.
We're not there yet. We're not there yet, Moose.
All right, so we got to take baby steps. I'm sorry, I'll yield.
Actually, the problem and solution lies between Moose and I lies with Moose. He brought me the problems in my life that he brought. He brought me the disruptions and what he found to be entertaining and I found to be useless interruptions.
And now he sits right next to you. He sits right next to you on your show.
Michael, I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you, the man who is.
You're disregarding the fact that
the man who is owned by his business wants to use that as his excuse for not following through with what he offered. And what he offered is time helping create, you know, videos and actually working towards building the channel in the ways that would make sense. But then I see him spending hours on other panels. You know, and the day that him and I really fell out was just that. We'd already had a falling out about his lack of communication. He said he would do better. Then we go another couple days, no communication. And he wants to give the excuse that what he said. Well, the business opened, but then I see him spending hours on other panels instead of doing what he said he was going to do. So he's like a little child here, Jackie.
I get that, but I also want to add in that he also did add a quality while he was with you, where he did tend to come in. He took the background. He didn't want to be seen. He took the background, but he would come forward to help whenever you needed help, which I thought was very helpful in certain streams whenever it was getting a little bit out of hand or you needed to close up or kind of slow things down. He did really good at that. And his thumbnail stuff were very good also. But I do absolutely see your point. This may have shifted away from the perspective of focusing on you.
Boy, Jackie.
I think it was kind of a lame energy at times with Moose as the producer. But that's just my opinion.
Well,
y'all got it.
I get that.
Jackie, I agree. Moose wasn't all bad, and I'm not painting him out that way. But you know, in every relationship, you've got to evaluate, is this worth my time? Is this worth my attention? Now, if you've got someone lying to you, misleading, making excuses and, you know, blowing you off, If the actions betray the words, I don't have fucking time for that in my life. Because, and actually, I've got all the time in the world.
No, you don't.
I don't want that in my life. And I won't subject myself to liars and agents of chaos.
Did the Joker?
What? Let me ask you a question real quick, Jack. Just what if, give or take a member or two, this is your dream team going forward. This is what takes you to the UN and further. All right. And what is it that you think if I tell you you got to take Nubs with you? It's a must. Nubs is your guy.
I'd question your sanity because you're obviously delusional.
He's a point guy for you. Look at him, man. He might be able to get through some places.
No. Hey,
Man,
Scott, let's find reality.
Scott. Allow me, Jack. Let me be the one to cut Scott off because he's consistently
Hey,
like,
can you turn your
showing
mic
this
up,
community.
Illuminati? It's hard to hear you.
Oh, that's
Oh,
probably
crazy
because of the
Tommy.
last stream I was on. My volume tends to stay the same as
It's fixed.
when I
It's
leave.
fixed. Go ahead.
Okay. I figured it was either the last stream or if Moose was producing here. But
No,
like,
I'm producing now, so I turned you down.
right, and I even showed up to give you
Great
props.
idea.
Shame on me, But
Yeah, silly of you, huh?
like I was gonna tell Jackie before I get on Scott, it's like, Jackie,
Yeah.
we're cool. There's
Why are
no
you
like
hitting on
aggression as
another
I say
man?
this, but these streets are full of people that are new and like talking like me and Paul know you people are new. When you tell me and Paul about us, I'm like, have you been here for all the time? Like, I
He's
won't
doing the
take
me and
some
Paul
new
thing
names.
again, Jack. How do we handle this? He's doing the whole like we're connected.
But Jack is in there. Jack is older than I am, and look at him. He's been here longer than me, and look how much he's like figured out as he lets Scott tell him how to get to the UN or whatever, Like, if anything, I think Jack should have an established way he is with most of us by now. Because that's why he went wrong with Moose. He trusted Moose after knowing Moose's history as your producer and how
Hey,
he did Lauren. You saw how he did Lauren, and you thought he wasn't going to fleece out or do something to you?
hey, guys, can we change this?
No, this is what
let's
you're looking for,
interrupt.
Jack. This is what you
Well,
want to be as
the-
the guy that takes this stuff on.
Well, these relationships and this
Natural born
drama,
leader.
It's all there is,
what
Jack.
it
Don't
is,
use
but
drama like people
Tom,
use ego as a bad
Tom,
word. Drama is
Tom,
just a term. It's not a bad thing.
Right. There's good and bad. But what I want to do is bring forth some hopefully good, right? Some ideas about picking a path.
No, Jack, it's
You
like
know,
it's like lifting.
Self-inventory,
Yeah,
figuring
you're
out
outta here.
where
Goodbye.
you're at in the world. Because who was I listening to?
Paul?
Might have been, well, it might have been Wes Watson earlier. Oh, hey. Well, I won't. I'm continuing my efforts to communicate with Watson and his team, and we'll see what happens. And I shared that Peterson clip with Peterson's tweet too. So who knows? Who knows? We're here to change this world, and that's the path we can all pick. How do we want to change our lives? What do we want to change about what was? Nubs?
Oh, that hurt. That was funny.
Nubs, you have a mouth. You can use it.
Except when he mutes me.
Exactly.
He
Well,
has
Hey,
absolute
Paul
control.
leaves me on longer than Jack does. What does that tell you?
All right, I'm gonna put him in the back.
Fair enough. I support that, brother.
See, like you're not gonna play me and Jack against each other. That game's over. We stopped that game with all of you little miscreants, right? Thinking you're gonna play egos. Nah. We stopped all that. So don't go to telling what I do and Jack does. Okay. Here, I'm just a humble producer. Okay.
Well,
Jack wants you thrown in the back and beheaded. I can't stop it, and I might be for it. Secretly. I wasn't supposed to say that part out loud.
Well, and Paul does keep me more in order by bringing more fun. I see that. And,
I'm a little confused on who he thinks was trying to play people against people. It's not my game. But I do take back that credit, Jack. I guess it is Paul that's just throwing me in the back because he has your show too now.
Yep. What else?
Yep. You sound like you're the reason we don't have kings, Paul. You're the reason we came up with this.
I know, I got it. I'm exactly the reason, because I'm so humble and reverent and noble.
That's very Orange Man of you
that
to say
folks
that.
like you would try to have my head or have me poisoned in order to replace me when you are
I'm more of a
beneath
long-range
the commoner
pundit
peasant slave. You're a miscreant Voldemort creature.
Yeah, see, as a king, you wouldn't treat one of the wealthiest in your kingdom like
I would
that.
have you dunked immediately for the townspeople.
Yeah, as one of the most wealthy in your kingdom, I can see that.
Right.
I was here to like give you props and talk to Jack about this thing.
No,
and you
no
totally
props
thrown it off.
necessary, sir. You are fit for
No,
the
nothing's
dunk.
necessary. It can only go right. The plan is to know how things aren't going the way you plan.
All right, I'm going to dunk him a little bit, Jack, for the townspeople.
Of course.
Shut up, slave. Shut up, slave, and submit.
I tuned out for just a moment. I dropped the link for that Talcott clip collection channel.
Jack, hypocrisy is someone.
Yield, slave, yield.
Tommy, you still haven't learned how to respect Lord Talcott, and until you do.
I feel like it's Paul's birthday and we're on my show. What were you saying, Moose, about respecting Talcott when I was mentioning Paul's birthday and his show? Did you say something, Moose? Because I was here not to say that you're some evil fuck up, that you're just what we call one of those men that stand for nothing. And here
I'm
you
a hype
are.
man. And
no,
I hyped him up.
You're just
I hyped everyone up.
So a boy. And you stand for nothing. So you
what are
find
you,
yourself
Tommy?
trying to
Tommy, what are you? What are you? You go around the YouTube streets every day and you talk about bullshit for fucking hours, Tommy, and people let you up on their panel. It's sickening.
Hey, Moose, are you deflecting?
He is. Good
job. What are you talking about deflecting? No, I'm telling you the truth.
He's just pointing out that they're equally useless, which I think is a fair point.
Fair enough. That could be.
Thank you, Emperor.
And this is how we hurt ourselves, because Moose knows he sits there restreaming all of you for 2 viewers at a time. He knows he's irrelevant. And that's why he comes crawling back to each of you according to who looks like they have the best chance. Which daddy or mommy will let me have candy? I'll ask the one that thinks that I think they'll let me have candy. That's the one I'm going to ask. I don't really respect my mom or my dad.
So are you projecting again? Because that's exactly what you do. The same thing you said earlier.
No, your mistake, Paul.
Give you an open mic and able to air your grievances.
No, your mistake, Paul, is all of this. But no, it's like I said, man, you don't even know all this screech.
How many times should we dunk him, panel?
We're gonna
dunk him at least 9 times.
Dog walking.
All right, 9 dunkings for the slave.
Hey, hard hat.
And honestly, Jack, like Jackie was saying, me and you do have a really good flow. So I'm going to drop the ego, and I'm dropping the ego. I'm going to apologize again. I think we do have a good flow. Every once in a while, we get in a good rap, and you know, I think the bad vibes here can all be figured out in private. I'll contact you in private.
Can I support what you're saying, Moose?
Wait, Moose, you're right. We could have had a good flow. You've been telling me for months that we would have private conversations, and the times that we did ended up with me listening to you far too much. So,
well, you did say you were there for me if I needed someone to listen, right?
No, it wasn't that.
No, you did say that,
wanted
though.
To tell me what you were thinking, and tell me what. Never mind.
Sorry,
I'm not
Jack.
complaining. I pointed it out to you before that I
talk
believe
too much,
if you
and I
spend
need to
time,
listen more.
Hey, Moose, yeah, you remember me offering you too that, you know, if you spend an hour with me, just set aside, and we won't talk about this stuff. We'll just talk about you and what would make your life better. I offered you my direct support, and you never fucking even. You showed no respect, no appreciation. It's like it was worthless. My time was worthless to you, except for the fame that you found and maybe a little extra cash.
What are you talking about? Fame? It's not about fame.
I don't know. You're sure not supporting what I was. What I clearly told you.
I thought the intro
I was
and the
trying to
outro
do
was amazing. I thought it shows exactly what you're trying to do,
Hey,
and you
Moose, your
still use it.
excuses, right. You're back to seeking this
No,
neediness.
we've
already talked about, yes, you offered a little bit of good. Yes, there was a time we could have flowed. We might still flow in the future, but I'm telling you, until I see
we need a break for now.
drastic change from you, I want nothing to do with you, man.
All right, brother.
You too, Nubs.
Nubs, just you laughing makes me get in the shithole.
You two are together. You
It's
chose
not
your
true.
side multiple times with
What
me,
the
Moose.
fuck? I'm not with anybody here.
Yeah, I know. You're with yourself. It's all you care about is yourself.
That's not true. If
That's
all I
what
cared
the
about,
facts show. It's
no,
what my
it's not.
experience
That's
proved.
bullshit. That's an opinion, sir.
What experience?
Moose.
I got plenty of facts to support my case.
Jack, you can't put your icon on. It's your show.
I was going to step away and get
Don't do that.
another drink, but no. This life of ours. I mean, seriously. We could be sharing so much joy, so much fun with each other. We could be brainstorming solutions.
Let's have a reset. Let's have
it starts with discipline.
No discipline. We're having a fun reset.
Do I have any volume? Because I can just go emergency dog walk.
Good. We can hear you, Tommy.
Oh, so you are, so not to sound all Paul, but okay, so you are just talking over me. You'll let this
See, this is the thing, Jack. Jack, I come here for your wisdom, not to watch Tommy tweak out.
We don't.
Since when? You've never asked me any questions about the things I've said.
I'm just trying to tell him about
you are
God.
lying again.
That's not
Did you know
true.
toilet bowl?
I ask you a lot of questions. Sorry, Tommy.
A lot of questions, huh?
Jack.
Tommy, I can't quite make out what you're saying.
See.
He's a swagger and tough.
Jack, did you hear about Chuck in Tennessee said he contacted the UN and the UN said that they won't talk to anybody who's not part of their council or a member state, and then they need to put it through a vote, and then their people vote on whether or not they're going to talk about it, and then they talk about it, and then you finally get a chance to talk to the UN. So we have to go through a bunch of hurdles. So I do have some intention of getting you to the UN still, and I still want to see you there. So what is wrong with you, Tommy?
Oh, I'm sorry. Are we not paying attention to the chat? Because I'm paying attention to the chat. I also know when Paul's changing my fucking shit on the screen, like dishonor Abel, punk ass producer.
Anyways, I know that there's been some disrespect going around, Mr. Talcott, but I'm not here with the intentions of disrespecting you or detracting from your show. And I'll work harder not to be a funny person and to be a somewhat normal person, if that sounds reasonable.
Says the guy that needs a personality transplant.
Who, me?
Moose,
I think you're capable.
I was gonna say, Scott, you got it on.
Well, what about me? Is there any hope for me, Talcott?
There's always hope for you, Nubs, but I don't know about Scott. Scott likes to. Scott's the kind of guy who waits until your girl's having a bad day to come over and start being like, "Hey, how's everything going at home?" Next thing you know, you come home and Scott's there, bending her over and Yeah, that's the kind of
Hey,
vibe I
Moose.
get from Scott.
Moose, the only reason I think that you understand that about me is you've never been mistaken for a man.
Scott, I'll even handle your light work if you just shut your boomer ass up for it.
All right, Lumatami,
Tommy,
I'm gonna need
how
you.
can
I'm
you
gonna
even
need you to
handle
take him out.
anything?
Nubs, you don't know how.
Can you turn?
I can't hear over the meth mouth.
I want to hear
Oh
Tom.
yeah, he's still on. Yeah, he's still on the meth thing. Yeah.
No, you're on the meth. I haven't ever done meth.
Well, you say it more than I did it. So, what do you want? What do you want to do?
Okay.
Builder.
Hey, how long you plan on doing this and living like this? Like, is this indefinite, or are you ever gonna like get better and do something better and more?
As long as men like you are performing.
This is Moose
So you're
Nub.
here for good. You're here forever.
This is not Moose and Nubs. Don't put me and Nubs together.
But you were.
This is Moose, Nubs, and Tommy
You guys were the right and left hand men.
being helpful.
That's
Moose and Nubs.
How do we get a hold
mortal
of the
enemies.
people that want to reduce the population?
Listen, our
to
best
kill
people
me,
are working
Jack?
on it. You know, I've been telling you, you can't save these people and help them. They have to be completely eradicated, like vermin.
Let me
How do we help
talk about
them?
the terms,
Jack wants to do genocide now. And Scotty, I gotta say, Scotty, that was a great joke, brother.
You can call it
I gotta
genocide,
give you
sir.
props.
Again, final solution is exactly that. No more problems.
Jack,
Dude.
let's talk about the terms that we can come up with that we can be best of friends.
We're never gonna be friends because
not you, Tommy. Nobody gives a fuck. I'm talking
Tommy
to
still
Master
thinks
Jack.
that somebody. Tommy still thinks someone cares about him or his life.
Actually,
he
I
doesn't even
care
fucking
far
care about
more.
his own life.
I care far more about Tommy than I do Nubs. Tommy has at least shown me some care and
I
respect.
probably care more about. Well, it's hard with.
I'm here every day for
I
you,
do
Jack.
care about you, Tommy.
For what
I got
purpose?
love for you, Tommy.
How? Why?
Because I see some stuff and I do some stuff. Just
Nubs,
like you, right?
Listen to me for a second, Nubs. This is like a teacher in the classroom, and we're like the three bad kids. So if you fuck up, I get
that's
thrown into
pretty
that
normal.
mix. So stop fucking up because I'm tired of getting thrown into the shit mix, okay?
Well, you shouldn't have gotten into the shit mix in the first place. Hanging
Hey,
out with
Moose.
Tommy.
Hey, Moose, I want to encourage you. That's progress. Thank you.
I just asked you what we could do to be best friends, dude. How is that not progress?
Present me a reason. So far, you give me every reason in the world to promote your extermination, to keep
So you
you
wanna
out of
kill
my
me still,
life.
Jack?
You've given me all the reasons not to be a friend. So
I don't, Nubs. I
And
don't feel
I could answer Nubs' question. For
I don't
how
feel
you guys
anything
could be friends.
genuine about what you're saying there, Nubs.
And Michelle
Thank you.
Moretti is the dummy.
Well,
Thank you, Jackie.
that would require genuineness from the one that I'm speaking with.
True,
and this man is very ungenuine. You know, he'd rather, bow out and, tell me I don't have any proof. Hard Hat was there. There were quite a few people there, and if he were just a little bit more honor able, we could be on the same kind of page.
See how he
opposed
loops
to
back
this
to
man
this
that doesn't
imagined
follow through.
argument? See how he loops back to that imagined argument?
Yeah, like meth.
Paul,
Yeah.
I'm done. We can shut it down. I don't care. We've already done an hour, and I'm happy ending it. That Nubs guy, he's a waste of my time.
Jack,
I don't want him
We'll
back
just move
today.
forward without him. I just want to know why Tommy is not on the same list. He brings
Lord
nothing.
Talcott, since this is your kingdom, how would you get rid of him?
This person yelling over me right now?
Sorry.
Because it's another child who has no self-control and no respect.
Yeah, all of them. All
Yeah, I
three.
know.
It's
Should we
because I
get rid
have
of them all?
Tommy in the ear. All right, get us all. I had a question for you, Lord Talcott.
Look at 'em. It's just back and forth like a ping pong table. One goes, the other goes. One goes, the other goes.
Michelle, I like you because you're.
That's where I was sitting
Why
here
does
quiet.
he bring up Michelle Moretti's name every day now? It's so embarrassing.
Oh, it's gonna be.
It's so fucking embarrassing. Why do you keep bringing up random people's names from the chat and pretending like you haven't really? Did he leave or did you kick him?
I did that. That was
Oh.
me.
Yeah,
Because
it's just-
I agree. And then the deal with Moose, though, right after he says he's here for me, for the wisdom, allegedly, well, then he makes sure there's no chance for me to talk because he's got to give his fucking opinions about other people.
I
So
shut up.
I've been asking you to do that a long time, Moose. So please do. I mean, not from an arrogant perspective, but God, oh dear, we have known each other long enough. I've extended far enough trust, enough time, enough opportunities for us to have conversations like adults, Moose.
I know. I think there's some insecurity inside me, Jack.
Had you stopped wasting our time when we were together, we could have discussed your insecurities and you could have become an honorable man who follows through with his words. And then we wouldn't have had all this other nonsense that's been continuing. But this is my life. Praise God. And the life brought us to today. So
Well, I just want to say thank you, Jack.
you're welcome. I've said my thanks to you. And I don't feel obligated to offer any more.
Amen.
So,
Amen. I don't feel you should either. And anything that you know, anything I provide you in the future, I don't expect anything for it. No thanks or nothing. If you say good job, it's good job, but you don't have to say nothing.
well, we
Anyways,
won't have to worry about that if you continue your pattern. We won't have to worry about it at all.
oh yeah, it's
'Cause-
true. I mean, I could just be a douche and then
Yep.
just disappear
Yeah,
into the
you've
night,
chosen
right?
that path for at least, when was Paul's birthday? Shortly before that.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
unfortunately, I took the role of jester of the enslaved kingdom. I took
yeah.
it to the utmost
Yeah, actually, what you did was you took a
seriousness.
place, you took a position where you were offered respect, trust, and responsibility, and you were proven to be unworthy for trust, respect, and responsibility with me.
Basically, it's a lesson that Paul enslaved has taught me before. It's called being tricked out of your position.
You tricked yourself.
Yep, it happens. It happens. So just that's a lesson for all the viewers out there. Don't trick yourself out of position. Stand up, be a man, be honorable, do what you say you're going to do. And listen more. Listen more because Jack has something to say. And so when you come here, be open to listening. And then when you speak, you know, you should probably say something in relation to the topic or what Jack said instead of just going off on some stupid tangent of some bullshit. Because that's what Jack's really tired of. He's tired of people coming up here and making it their own show. Anyways, I yield.
Good night, Moose. God bless you.
That shit was
Hey,
lame as fuck. Yeah, I yield. My bad. Go ahead, Jack.
You know, I'd like to discuss picking a path. Some of the thoughts I was thinking about earlier. You know, the guest showed up right away, so I didn't really continue with my stuff. But consider this. What if you're already perfectly on your path? What if you've been worrying about things that you didn't actually have to worry about? And what if you are exactly, you know, you've been prepared, you've been preparing for things that you don't know. And so what if it happens to be that you are right where you're supposed to be? Those were the ideas I started trying to offer myself, right? Because I kept, dude, it's been 5 years I've been trying to get my life to change in ways that I wanted. and it hasn't happened. So I've had to humble myself that this is my life. There's only so much I can control and I can change. But what I can control, what I can change, is how I feel, right? The thumbnail. If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude. Sometimes in life, there's a lot of shit we can't change. But to feel that we can't change something, you know, if you wake up today and you feel problems are mounting and darkness is there, if you feel like you can't change it, dude, that feels pretty miserable. And that's where my faith has kind of expanded. It sounds I don't know how it sounds, but it's true. When you increase your humility, right? You recognize, oh, I don't have as much power as I thought I did. Well, then your faith in the unseen, in the unknown, in God can strengthen. And at this point, I don't know nothing, man. God knows it all. I'm just a vessel experiencing this time on earth with you, brothers and sisters, with the hope that I think we can change this world. I think that's what we're doing and what we will end up. I think that's what the future will reveal about us, is that conversations like this today are going to lead to incredible things in the future. Because I'm not willing to accept anything less than that. I'm sick of living in fear. That was a choice I made for myself a long time ago. If I'm going to live, I'm going to feel better. And so here, it sounds like a cop-out. It really does. Give it to God. If something's weighing on you, give it to God. If something's bothering you, give it to God. And trust that maybe right now the answer is not there, but trust that you are on your path, and your path, your unique path, is going to lead you to the answers that you need. That's what I think. Picking a path too. When I first started working with a coach, when I was just starting to get into self-development, just the simple, obvious truth. You don't have to see all the steps. You don't have to have all the details in the destination that you want to get to. You know, you just got to have some idea of what you want to achieve or where you want to end up in the future. And then look in that direction and find one step. One step. What can I do today with where I'm at, what I've got right now? What can I do today to move me forward in that direction? And I tell you what, once you take that step, well, you've experienced new things, you've done different things, new ideas are going to come to you. That first step, taking that action, that's going to bring in it'll increase the inspiration and the faith. But it takes the willingness to take the step, to believe.
Momentum, Jack. That ends up playing a key role once you take that initial step that you're talking about.
Momentum
And then
begets
there's the
momentum.
steps after and the momentum that follows through, staying true to that path.
Christos, I'm counting on that. But the momentum thing, it works both ways, right?
Yeah.
My momentum dug me into these deep ruts of life. I was eating the same thing every day, going to the same places every week, living the same life day after day. And it was a rut. The momentum was there. It took a lot of effort and it felt scary. It felt scary to change. But once the changes started, man, and where I'm at, Paul, I've been saying planting these seeds of thought and putting it out into the metaverse, that I believe things, I've been following my path and my way, and I believe my faith will be rewarded. And we, brothers and sisters, especially those who are here on the panel and the chat right now, we are part of this experience.
So Jack, Luma Tommy's in the back and he's begging now. Jack, I'm already over time. Quit fucking around. No, Jack, how about you got to speak now to keep speaking? You got till 8 or we only speak publicly. So this is how all the lovely, nice, people who are manipulative do. They try to take advantage of Jack and get in close with him so they can manipulate his broadcast and then try to hold stuff over his head, right? Because they know Jack wants to speak to people and have private interactions. Right. So these are all the people that say they're for truth and what's good. I don't do any of that. I just don't speak to people if I don't want to. Then on here, I bring more value to their life. As he says, you try to get close with him privately so you can threaten him that now you're only going to talk to him publicly, as if he's not going to figure out at some point that he doesn't have much to lose with that ultimatum. Right.
I'm prepared to walk away from most people. So, yeah. Hey, Paul, I see that. And I don't do well to threats and intimidation, particularly when it's you're what's going to be kept from me. Is that punishment or a reward?
So can we hear his logic real quick? Can we hear from the slave's logic of how he's threatening you? So, Tommy, come back on camera and tell us all why you're in the back. Changing your name and then threatening Jack in private chat that you're not going to talk to him privately anymore if he doesn't put you up and give you your way like you do with everyone.
No, like Michelle Moretti, me and Jack have privately talked for a long time, Paul. How's that feel? Now, when I tell Jack about this, I'm not saying Jack gets cut off from me. He, like Moose, said, let's talk private. I agree. That's why Moose wants to.
So I don't understand. But what's this thing with Michelle Moretti? Why do you keep bringing up you?
Oh, that's none of your goddamn business right now. I'm talking about my friend Jack.
Okay, I was not why do you keep bringing it?
No, you want to know why I was threatening Jack, and this is Jack's show.
Yeah,
so don't make it about you.
First, tell me why you keep mentioning that woman's name.
I don't have to first you anything, sir. Please stand down.
No, there's really no meaning behind it. You just
no, Sherelle. You are as hard as New Jersey G poor Sherelle. I swear I'm not going to give up on you, but just hold on a second. Now, Jack, I'm not.
And if Michelle Moretti has talked to you for a long time,
oh my God, Paul, you have a girlfriend. She's old. You like them. Leave Michelle Moretti out of this. She knows I have Chris Stokes proportions. We've talked that much. Okay, now you're
just revealing that you and Michelle Moretti have
intimate. You're pushing it, man. You're pushing it. I'm not revealing anything.
If she did do that, it just makes me question her sensibilities.
Well, that's not what should make you question her sensibilities. She verified to me your sensibility. That's why I keep that as a
and what are my sensibilities exactly?
Oh, Paul, to explain it now, you just go on. The cult would memory wipe it. It doesn't matter. I'm saving that for when you think you're famous. Which is now. I mean, I'm saving that for when you actually remotely touch on the welcome mat that is the tower of YouTube fame. You haven't done that yet.
Okay. So
Joe
I'm curious.
I don't even know you. Jack, yeah, I'm trying to answer this question about you, my friend, sir. I was not threatening to not talk to you. I was saying, Jack, don't put me off to a private talk or we'll just lose private talks and only talk publicly. Like I do with so many of my associates here on these panels. I've never sent an email, a text message, or a Snapchat that I'm worried about being public. I do private talks for the other person because I live these words: honor, able, integrity, response able. I don't sit in front of my camera stargazing for people to notice that I'm sitting there stargazing like an old coot that can't find his room and needs his pills and his Jello.
Are you sure?
Well, look at Wiz, man. He's been mean enough to you. You can agree with me on that one. He's been looking at the camera to try and get attention, and then he's like, "Look at me. I'm looking into the sky." I need everyone to see me outside looking into
Tommy,
the sky.
what are you talking about? I mean, why? I don't.
Oh, I was
Nobody's
going off on a
butting it
tangent
down.
after I was explaining why I wasn't threatening you, but you're right, Jack. I've been here over time so long that what am I talking about?
You got a
Sad
lot
to see you.
within you, it sounds
Sad to
like.
see you lose your show, though, man. I was really rooting for
Well, let's not look at it that way. Look at it as it's developing and we're growing and things are
it. Yeah, he's
changing.
just
And every
Aaron part
day,
one. Like you've
what's that?
obviously shook that Aaron. This was just Aaron part one.
I don't
He
know
was
what you're
mad that
talking
Aaron was
about.
intruding on his shows he's
Oh, I
taking the
don't.
real estate up.
Well, that's irrelevant too.
It's
I don't.
very
I don't.
relevant if you want a
You
career
know,
in this business, Jack.
well, but that's just it. Your idea of what a career in this
In
business might
YouTube, I have a
be.
very good idea of it.
Well, that's okay. I'm sure you
No,
have
Sherelle, I'm the
an
one you can
idea.
trust. If someone comes to you and says, I said this, this, and this, you'd say, Tom would have just said that to my face. Why wouldn't I have? Because I tell you all when I like you, I tell you when I respect you, and I tell you when I don't fucking like you. And you guys have a problem with that as you're in the cult of not honor able, not response
Okay,
able.
but Tom, for the love of Pete.
Now, you and Christos have the same situation where you two seem to think all progress is enjoyable and good feels on the inside.
No,
That's false.
no one. Why you see? You have no facts to support that.
No, because that's
You just
Scott
think a
Daddy like.
thought, Tommy. Please.
I'm speaking on truth, Jack. You're
Just
referencing
because a
Christ.
thought
You're
comes
referencing
into
biblical
your,
stuff, and like toilet bowl earth, you can't handle having that blood on you like someone that's got
is that what
all
you
the
think?
years in
Is
it. I
that what
do.
the facts say, or is that what Tim?
Do you know what the difference between a fact and opinion is? Because a lot of these people don't. That's
Yep.
how I wreck them.
I sure do. Have a good night, brother. I love you, man. That's a good opinion. And a good fact. Damn it, Paul. Whoops. I blamed Paul, and that wasn't. That was my mistake. I'm sorry. That reaction. Tommy left, so that was me who interrupted. And my opinion is I do love and care, not just Tommy, but many others. And you know what? While my energy has changed, for those who were disappointed in my reactions, please allow me to offer my apologies, my frustrations, my emotions. I still get, I don't sometimes, man, I just don't get this. I really don't.
Me either, Jack. You and Paulie are starting to look so much alike, I get you confused.
I don't believe that.
Oh, look at his meme. Look at this picture.
I saw. I know that's what you're talking about. Anyway, should we wrap this up? I kind of think maybe we should, unless you guys picking a path.
No, I'm not going to call that one out. But you're doing good. I think, Jack. Listen, you got a lot of people that are paying attention to you. I don't think that you should discount that. The content, it's going to kind of create itself here and there. Again, you're in the driver's seat, so you have one ability and one only right now because Paul's next to you. You can control how you react to shit. Period. All right. You got complete control over that. And I'll tell you what, you master that. And I think that's what everybody's looking for. I think they're all looking for you to just come out of your shell and be really true to everything. It's closing in on that. Think about it.
Yep. Everyone's projecting what they need to do onto me. People are, hey, I think it's hilarious.
People. This is like the Truman Show. It really is.
I know. I think it's hilarious. When people realize the truth is that we are all the Christ, even those people we don't like, and when we don't show it, it is God that's within all things. That's really all that there is. So when people realize the truth, they'll look back at the foolishness and the time that was wasted. That's what I did. I realized how foolish I was, wasting time arguing and trying to prove that I was right. It interrupts us living. All this time we spend arguing about opinions and thoughts we think, it interrupts what could be done. And I mean, actually, I admit I recognize that as well. While my purpose is finding me here on the YouTube and streaming stuff, the time, and I invite people to share their time and attention here. I recognize that time and attention should be of value. Because if people are only coming here for entertainment, then that's a distraction from improving their lives, caring about their family, doing stuff that's better for the world. I kind of gave up. I shut off the mainstream entertainment back in 2017. And for entertainment since then, it's been primarily documentaries and lectures and learning. And we do have a lot we can learn in this lifetime, but we never know when the lifetime is going to end. So, I don't know. So actually, that's kind of back to the point. The purpose of why I'm doing these things, coming out here on social media, is to try and share some of the encouragement, some of the inspiration that I've found for myself, and to share some of the education I've been learning. I'm certainly no teacher or professor, no accreditation. And I certainly don't explain the details of some of the other teachers, but I've been blessed to get like a big picture education into history and sciences and religions and stuff like that. So I kind of do think that God is using us. I think my purpose is, as I've said, to be kind of a messenger of truth and share what I've been learning and point people to what. I don't know.
Jack, I want to add that, you were saying about the distraction and the entertainment. And maybe for some people, it is the distraction, the entertainment that they need. It's not always about the knowledge or the spiritual end of it. Maybe it's just that 5 minutes they need just to see two people banter. And also it's the engagement of the different personalities and how we've all just still stayed together and still come back, whether it's fighting or loving or making fun of or whatever. We're all still here after all these months.
Amen.
So I think that in itself is very uplifting.
Jackie, thank you. That's a beautiful observation, and you're right. This time of the world, if people need some entertainment and distraction from the crap, God bless. May it be found. And that's something I admitted as well. Paul and I, we are brothers. We're brothers from different mothers and different times, right? But we are here. And I said this before, Paul's reminding me, he's been a great reminder and teacher on how to have more fun, right? Even in the chaos, even with all the problems and all the shit, he's reminded me to have more fun. And it has brought us into what I think is pretty beautiful community. There is a community here, like many families. It's a little dysfunctional sometimes, but I think it's pretty healthy. Honestly, but Jackie, you also kind of brought back to my point and purpose, though. Mm-hmm. Like tonight, the topic, picking a path, realizing that maybe it is time to pick a path, maybe realizing that the path's pointing the wrong direction. My idea for this was just that, to try and bring some perspectives for people, some encouragement. Again, I'm also coming at this common law and truth stuff from specifically the motivation arena. I'm not a well established coach, but I have the heart and intention to help others. And that's why I do what I do.
I think you should use your heart and your intention more than the classes and the learning, because I think that you already have what it takes. And I just don't want to see you being taken advantage of on that aspect, just because it seems like a path that might lead to a higher place. I just don't want to see you being taken advantage of in that way.
Blessing. Thank you, Jackie. I honestly, I don't know. I don't think I can be taken advantage of. I offer trust pretty freely, admittedly. And, you know, in my own honest evaluation, you could paint the case that I've been naive at times and maybe ignored things that I shouldn't have in the efforts of trying to be trusting and good. But I don't think I can be taken advantage of because, well, I now live to serve. So if God wants me to, you know, if God wants folks to take from me, then that is what will be. And I don't think that's going to be the case much more. I really, really don't. But who knows? Right? The only thing I know is that we are. And if we are, then I get to be. And I shared this earlier. I cannot believe that I get to be as comfortable, as free, as healthy, as blessed as I feel. Life is pretty amazing. At least once I started seeking gratitude. The gratitude, brothers and sisters, gratitude is the key to life.
I've been feeling into it too, Jack, and I'm not just saying that. And that's what I was trying to say earlier on Paul's. I think when my audio was messed up, but it's like in one sense it's really refreshing, but there is kind of another side of it where you're like, damn, like I could have been doing this sooner, or I should have been more mindful or practicing this more in my life. And you know, there can't, but you know, we don't have time for regrets. You know, we're moving into the future always, so you know, we don't dwell on that aspect. We acknowledge it and we let it flow through how it needs to. And yeah, gratitude really is it's not cliche. It's very real. It's not overhyped. And it can really make a huge difference. Yeah.
Hey, well said, brother. And welcome, Smith. If you give me just a moment. There was with that gratitude, as I started consciously trying to become more grateful, right? You get these thoughts and these doubts within your head. Should you be grateful? Should you be happy? You shouldn't be happy today. You don't deserve to be happy. You got all this other stuff to worry about, right? So the mind will even work with that crap inside of us, these insecurities and doubts. But if you can remove the insecurities and doubts and just be grateful, man, that feels good. Smith, how you doing, brother?
I'm pretty good. How you doing?
Blessed, I believe.
Good. That's good. It's good to be blessed. We got a good God.
It is.
I
Hey,
just want to say, just to throw this out there, I'm not being combative. It's obvious when I'm being muted, though. It says you've been muted at the top of my screen. Maybe I have a different phone than other people. I can tell when I'm being muted. It's all good. So
Okay.
I just, you know, time your community kind of revolves around whatever. You were talking on a different subject. I want to know your thoughts on me, Jack. Let's go full roast on Smith here. I just want to know your thoughts on me. I appreciate you, brother.
Thank you. Well, my thoughts on you or anyone else would be only that, opinions. I can
Just me.
offer information,
Just me.
but brother, it's been said to you. I've asked you before and pointed out before. Since you are inviting this, though, please and thank you. You bring forth a lot of information and you present yourself, make yourself available. You have the courage and confidence to speak with authority about the things you know, so those are good. But I've repeatedly asked you in different times, provide some relevance. So what? So what that there's a connection? What are we supposed to do with the information? And if the information isn't beneficial for the audience and the time that we're listening, then I don't know. The other part, brother.
No,
if I may,
I'm open to any criticism.
All right. Well, the other one is quite obvious. Your choice of spirits and practice of intoxication. That looked like a juice,
I
right?
never drank. I'm like 40 years old. I never drank until a year ago. It has been a lot to have people reject anything. You know what I mean?
Well, if that's true, then you sure picked up a tolerance, and I encourage you, change directions again. If it's only been a year, let it be an old friend and let it go.
Did I ever tell you that my grandpa died in the gutter in Seattle? Literally, not an exaggeration. He died in the gutter in Seattle, drunk, like a fucking winner would do. You know what I mean?
So you know that.
That's winning.
All right, Smith, you and I should have a. May I ask? Let's you and I have a private conversation, please. Okay.
I'm not trying to be all weird. I'm just saying. I'm talking, like Scott B, and I got no issues with anybody, but he came at me, you knowledge encyclopedia. It's like, come on, bro. What's your issue?
Well, Smith,
I got no issue with anybody.
Here, with what you just shared, you got a relative that ended in an intoxicated state, and you know what? In the gutter, that's not a respectful way to go. So you've already had. The universe has already given you that example in your life. And yet I know the voicemail, I know the texts I've seen, and I know what I've heard you say. Brother, all the signs
you should put me on blast.
clear.
I've only had 2 friends that have committed suicide. Why don't you see if you can humiliate me? Paul can turn it into a clip, and that'd be fucking sweet. That'd be good for the world, wouldn't it? That'd make everyone enslaved.
Hey, Smith, this is kind of where I was going.
It wouldn't actually, would it?
Smith, look.
I know, but that's the point of where I was going. I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to be combative. When I came to this whole community, and I've said this 100,000 times, I came here to say, let's all not be slaved. You know what I mean? Because we're being UN slaved by the UN. So that's my whole point.
Well,
you know what
okay,
I mean?
Well, brother, I'm encouraging you as a man with a past.
This is a different
gives me. Set yourself free from your drinking. I'm encouraging you. Look at the damn signs. You've got a problem. You've already witnessed the damages that are potential, and so you're just blindly. Your words here too. You're self-destructive, brother, and I care for you maybe more than you care for yourself. So let's have a conversation. And maybe I'm wrong. I'd like to understand better, though. Okay. And like I said, geographically, dude, all the signs are here. Maybe there's a reason we're supposed to talk.
Maybe I can't get the hint. Maybe I can't read the room. You know what I mean? I've been told that a couple times.
It's up.
Maybe
it's up to you.
Where
It's up to you.
everybody just wants to have fun. You know what I mean? Girls just
Nope,
want to have
I
fun.
don't.
And what is a woman? Everybody just wants to have fun. You know what I mean?
No, I now take life pretty seriously. I used to treat life as a joke, and problems were pretty serious. But now I take life very seriously, and I think problems are a joke. Okay, so we're here to do some great things. And Smith, here's what I want to encourage you, everyone, too. Sometimes we got to humble ourselves to the truth. And the way to humble yourself to the truth, to get out of this damn fantasy of what you believe and think, what do you know? Smith, I encourage you. What do you know? Not here, not now. But if you're getting those feelings, the darkness, what do you know? What do you know is true about you? And what can you do with what you know? When you start putting those two things together, you get past the criticism, maybe the partial truths about yourself, and you look at yourself honestly. And if there's someone if there's not others available who you trust and who care, I'd be willing to sit with you and be honest and go through, but do a self-evaluation of what is true for you. Find the good next to the bad, right? And see what's on it. Be what's honest and pick a path for the future. You don't want to keep turning to a bottle, dude. I'm telling you that. Huh?
You've been there. You've been there, haven't you? I'm not saying that in a mean way.
No, dude, I was a prisoner at the bottom of. I
took a lot of inspiration
for happiness.
Took a lot of inspiration when I first met you.
Thanks, brother.
You want me to zoom in, Paul, so you can make a clip out of this? I got tears in my eyes. Took a lot of inspiration from you, Jack. It's been rough.
Amen, bro. Do me a favor.
I didn't come at anybody like, hey, I'm here to start shit with anybody. I don't fucking know Paul from anybody, but I came to him. I said, appreciate you, dude. Saw your videos. I've known you for a couple of years. Fucking appreciate it. He said, oh, you're a fucking nutcase. I was like, wait, that's cool. I get that everywhere I go. But I tried for the few times that I was in everyone's chat. I'm not here to be anything but myself. So that's all. Guess what, though? Here's been 5 minutes out of your guys' life, and it's been a different loop. It's not, this is what I think, and this is dogma. It's a different fucking loop.
All right.
I can't see the chat. Brother. You guys want to talk shit? Fuck off. I'm not saying you, Jack. I'm saying if you're talking shit in the chat, fuck off. I'm a person.
Take a breath. Okay. Actually, I'm going to encourage you. I do want to start wrapping up now anyway. Okay. So I'm going to put you to the back, Smith, with the encouragement. After we spoke, I see your emotion you shared. Your emotions were surfacing. And so go evaluate that. Go spend some time within and look at yourself and see what you learn. All right. And please, my invitation, reach out to me. And you know what? That goes to anyone, really. If you think I can be of help, reach out. I'll see what I can do. In regards to picking a path, finding ways to get grounded in what is what today, who you are, I'm willing to help with that in any ways I can. Because we all do need that. We are all, every one of us, we put on these facades of how fucking tough we are, men and women alike. The reality is there is a fragile being, you know? And sometimes we need to take our tough facade and just spend some time nurturing and hugging the fragility within us. You know, maybe address some of those sensitive wounds and see what type of healing we can bring and offer to ourselves. Because this is our life to live, right? I don't know. Should we just wrap it up from here?
Thank you, Jack. It was a great show.
Blessings.
Great.
Thank you. It was
Spring
another.
cleaning is here. We're cleaning out the cleaning out the auras.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I feel that for sure, Christos.
It is. Wasn't it? You know what? There's always some sort of energy and planetary alignment. There's always something that's changing us. And we just got to adapt and figure it out and try and stay out of our heads and get out of your head, get into your heart. And if, this world of chaos and obedience, it trains us to stay in our heads. I think maybe, holy shit, yeah, I lost my way. Now that I think about it, it took me quite a while to figure out how to travel back from my mind to my heart. It's a short distance, but it can transform your life, your day. And to get out of your head and into your heart doesn't leave. Your heart doesn't go to the past and future as much, I think. I think your heart stays in the moment. And so bring your mind into your moment of being.
Yeah, well said. Well said.
Well,
Good
as
night,
I'm
everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Continue. I'll listen from YouTube chat, Jack, but good night and thank you for having me.
Brother, thank you, Christos.
Good night, Christos.
Peace.
Bye. Good night.
I was correcting my thoughts there, though. I don't know if that's true. Because sometimes in the now, it just looks fucked, right? And so staying in the now sometimes isn't the most peaceful, even though it is necessary. But if you can ground yourself into the physical presence of being and recognize you might be in a safe spot, at least for the moment, then use those memories, the memories of love and joy, to find that gratitude and bring that forward. If you're going to bring something forward into the now, let it be life-bringing and helpful and truthful and loving. And then I think if we work together in today with truth and love together, man, all the past will work itself out, man. We'll figure it out. And we'll create a better future for us all. And then the fun will begin. So I think with that, I'm going to, holy cows. Just as I was about to shut it off and do the closeout thing, Chuck in Tennessee, welcome, brother.
Blessings, Jack. Can you hear me?
I can. And I want to thank you.
Okay, I'll make this quick. Somebody banned me from your chat, so I'm unable to send you any messages or super chats. So I hope you have an enjoyable night. May God bless you in your endeavors.
Thank you, brother. Bless you as well. And I'll clean up the banning. We're gonna figure that out. And Chuck, thank you for the contributions. You've been a kind man. But the other side of that too is, I don't know. There's been a lot of chaos, but it's all been fun. So I think with that, I'm just gonna do this for a moment. Brothers and sisters, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining us today on the panel, in the chat, and if you're joining us at a later time. I hope, today was a little bit different. We dealt with some emotional or some relationship examples and some human behavior. Some emotions were shared, but the purpose and message that I was hoping to get across, I think may have. Hopefully some ideas and thoughts have at least been planted. The idea that just because you're going in one direction and you've been going one direction in your life, just because that has been what was good, Doesn't mean it has to stay that way. So don't be afraid to change directions, a little bit, to reevaluate where you're at. Make sure that that destination, the future destination, is the one that you want. And as you're working forward towards the future and the destination that you want in your life, developing yourself, growing into learning how to become that experience that you've imagined, as you're doing that, have fun. Enjoy being you, brothers and sisters. This is your life to do it. Only you can enjoy being you. And actually, I better do this just in case, because I'm going to pop this. And thank you, brothers and sisters. Choose love, peace for everyone, and live without fear.